Okay, we can talk about the new version of SD cards now. So it's not so much to talk about, but
It's
yes,
really nice still.
they have released the specs of the new SD Express card. It's a version 8, so it goes up to 4 gigabytes per second of speed. Almost it's 3994, something like that.
Yeah.
So let's say 4 gigabytes, and that's huge speed. I mean, for an SD card, a micro SD card, that speed is wow. I mean, you can play video games on it on mobile or on Nintendo Switch in the future if there is Nintendo Switch 2, which support with
Nintendo Switch Pro.
yeah, that will support that. And also, if you make a lot of videos, I mean 8K
and everything what you do, 4 gigabytes is nice.
Yes, I mean, without any problems. Because if you want now to do 8K video recording in slow motion, it can be hard for the.
You really have to take care that you are using the right device.
Yes.
And even the Red Dragon, for example, it's using those red mags, I don't know what they're called. In the end, those are SSDs, NVMe SSDs, because if you record 8K 60, you need SSD performance. SD cards, compact flash, that's too slow for now, today's standards. And
so, if you gonna use then this version 8, because the version 8 is using PCI Express 4.0 and also NVM architecture, so it's the speed like an SSD. So yes,
but
you have
hopes
something small like that, and so small that has that incredible performance. It's huge.
Yeah, you can take that out of context, but okay. What I really hope with this is that when right now, if you want to get a micro SD card or an SD card which is really fast, it's really expensive. And what I hope is that this might be a shift, for example, from USB 2 to USB 3, because USB itself, it's a cheap, a simple standard, and nowadays many connections rely on USB 3, and it's not so complicated to introduce it into the system, and that's a really cheap but good gain of boost. It was 10 times the speed. You went from 500 megabits, or not even, to 5,000 megabits. And now I really hope this to happen for SD cards, that you have those. I just hope that the next 128 gigabyte cards, for example, don't become increasingly expensive, because then this new standard is not really helpful. I mean, if you now have an SD card with 1 gigabyte per second and 64 gigabytes cost you $1,000.
It's useless.
It's effectively useless, and I hope that how those tiny cards or those micro SD cards or SD cards, how they are made, I really hope that they make it possible that it is also cheap.
So I think they will be expensive at the beginning, but yes.
Probably, like the same with SSDs. And now SSDs are really cheap.
Also, just to say that these are specs. It's not that they are coming out now, because the version 7, also it's quite fast, and it's still not available on the market. It will be available maybe next year, 2021. There is the version 6. It's kind of hard to find them. I didn't find any on Amazon. So that's the UHS3. I didn't find any on Amazon or other stores. The UHS2, you can find them, not so easily, but there are some that you can buy. The UHS1 are the common micro SD cards that you can find everywhere. So yes, it's gonna take before we can actually use these SD cards, but the fact that that's possible, it's really nice also. I
hope they find their niche, you know? I mean, right now, do you need an SD card with 4 gigabytes? Where would you use it?
I mean, not me, but...
But I just say, at first you need the devices. They have to support it and their speeds. and then why would you need it right now? For right now, it's really for storage increasing.
Yes, but I mean, you can use these technologies on, for example, the which use an SD card.
Yes, but right now 1 terabyte and the current speed is totally enough. People don't care about that extra speed. But
I mean, okay,
I'm thinking
if you are running a game with 100 megabytes per second, you can, how can I say, load so many
by the way,
objects.
I forgot to switch topics here.
Oh, okay. Like that. If you have 4 gigabits, you can load more faster and a lot of more stuff per second. If you see the difference between PS4 and the PS5 with HDD and SSD, how they talk about, and also the new tech demo that we saw, it's impressive the difference that it makes.
They require a lot more speed. That's what you
Yes.
I mean, for example,
also Spider-Man, just an example, Spider-Man, there was a video, the difference between HDD and SSD, and it was huge.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
So for gaming or mobile devices that are going to use these technologies, performance are improved. So yeah.
I mean, for example, the Xbox, the new Xbox One, Series X, what?
Xbox One, Series X.
Yeah.
Or one, yeah.
I don't care. They have this extra module that you can stick it in there, and it actually uses the same interface that the internal storage uses.
Okay.
So that you have the same speed with this external storage expansion. And that's what I mean. That's what I wanted to say about Xbox Series X. Yeah, thank you. That's what I meant. The niche for micro SD cards, and that's important. Consoles, PCs will be more demanding in the future. You easily have a current game which is more than 100 gigabytes in size. And wouldn't it be cool to have micro SD cards to have the role of storing games? I mean, they are really tiny. You can easily buy a small SD card. They are really tiny. You just put them into your computer and you have 4 terabytes of storage. Because also the new maximum is 128 terabytes.
Huge.
I mean, we will have to wait until this. It's just when SDXC has been released, they said 2 terabyte, and everyone was like, "What? 2 terabyte in a micro SD card?" And now we are reaching that limit slowly. I mean, there are already 1 terabyte micro SD cards. I don't know if 2 terabytes has already been reached on normal SD cards.
But 1 terabyte you can buy.
Now we need a new limit, and that's the new limit. And when we can really use it for gaming and for saving large files, that will be really cool. And that will be the niche of those SD cards. Because if you, for example, this camera that you are looking through right now, it can record 4K 30, and it would not profit from this new speed. And no one would care about buying those new SD cards. You really need the niche.
Yes.
And I really hope PC manufacturers and...
But I mean, maybe for the end user, there is not so much of...
But it will be important, for example, for Surface Pro tablets.
Yes, right. Or for embedded system. Imagine you can install Linux on a really small SD card and have such a speed as SSD. That's really big. So there is situation for mobile embedded devices, cameras, laptops, consoles that are going to use this new speed. So for the end user, not so much maybe, but for products that the end user is going to use, yes. So it would be nice. So.
And it maintains backward compatibility.
Yes, so if you have a slot that was for the older SD card, you can use it. Also, the devices don't have to. I mean, you can use these new SD cards with older devices. The speed is not the same. You're gonna use the speed that these devices are supports, but you can use it. So yeah.
I think this is really cool actually, because SDXC was not backwards compatible to SDHC, I think. What was it?
I don't remember actually.
I think the limit of SDHC was 32 gigabytes. And if you had a 64 gigabyte card, then of course you could not use it.
Yeah, you could have formatted.
But could you use, that would be interesting to know in the future. If you have a 4, that's incredible, a 4 terabyte micro SD with this new standard, could you use it with the...
I think yes, but so the size is gonna be, you cannot use the full size then. Yeah. Maybe you have to format the SD card in the right format. Okay. It's gonna use another format, and yes, if you have 4 terabyte and the device just supports 32 gigabytes, you are going to just use 32 gigabytes because the device cannot reach the other memory allocation. So yes.
Let's see and hope that the standard
will
in 2
be
more
or 3
common
years. I hope that
future.
we are gonna use these SD cards.
Okay, let's switch to the next topic, shall we? Oh, well, of course, if any one of you has a question, of all you free people, feel free to write it into the comments. Yeah.